6-week period, and how are you doing physically? How are you feeling? What are you doing at this point?
Doing all right. Just doing a lot of bike riding and just trying to keep my legs in shape as much as possible.
And as you're going through this process, what are you focusing on physically?
Focusing on staying in shape. I mean, that's really the big thing. You just want to keep yourself active. You don't want to, be ready to go, and now you kind of have to start from scratch in terms of your conditioning and weight and things like that.
You said at the time of the injury, Kobe, that the good news part of it, there was nothing torn, and a fracture does heal. Do you still feel like that? This is something that when you actually do get back, it's going to be something you'll be able to play on the court and not feel the adverse effects of it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the silver linings of it. I was very fortunate that it wasn't a meniscus or an ACL or something like that. I mean it's the bones are healed, and it'll be just like brand new.
What's the next step for you here in the next couple of weeks?
Same thing as I've been doing right now. I mean, I'm pretty restricted in terms of what I can do. So, just staying on the bike and keeping the movement going, keeping the legs strong.
What's your approach to just how the team is doing this season? And at some point, if you fall too far, you go up 500. There's a school of thought that says, well, maybe just take your time, get back.
I just do what I do. On a daily basis. I stay in shape. I get strong, and I focus on the moment. I focus on. Being ready physically. I mean, that's all I can do. I mean, you can't really worry about what you can't control. You try to keep your guys encouraged, try to stay in their ear as much as possible, and just go from there.
Is there any added benefit getting extra time off with the Achilles, or is that just does not help in any way?
Yeah, I mean, no, it helps. I mean, you get a chance to get the Achilles even stronger and rest even more, and where it's not a concern whatsoever.
Do you hear someone you pulled their tape?
Say what? I'm not even sure how to legally answer that question.
With how close you are to Val and what an advocate you are of him, with reports that do suggest he is on the trading block, what is your just initial reaction to that?
I mean, it's the only time he hasn't been in trade rumors is after we won our back-to-back championship. I mean, after that, it's been it seems like every other week he's been in trade discussion. So at some point you kind of get used to it, and it's it is what it is. I think he's used to it as well. I think he's probably numb to the entire process by now.
How do you see him handling this latest round?
He's used to it. I mean, he's used to it. I mean, it's like if he's not in trade discussions, it's not a normal season. He just goes out and just plays. I mean, he does a phenomenal job of staying composed, and I'm sure there's a lot of frustration inside of him, but he does a great job of being professional and keeping it in and going out and playing.
Have you talked to Powell since the trade talk started swirling?
No, I mean, after the first 3 times when it happened, I spoke to him. But after that, I mean, he's fine. I mean, he's used to it. He knows how to deal with it and get himself in an emotional space to get out and perform. So.
What do you think of Kendall's performance the other day? And can he, I don't know about duplicating that level, but do you think he can be a regular contributor?
I thought he played extremely well, obviously. What I like about Kendall is he has really good size to him, good length, and he's got a funny looking shot, but it goes in. So I like the talent that he has to be able to play both ends of the floor. I've always been a big fan of big guards, and he certainly did a great job. And it's nice he's going to have his work cut out for him, but I think he'll do fine.
Did he play well enough to get a Twitter follow from you? He actually tweeted at you and said, "Hey, follow back."
Oh, did he?
He did.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to go and check my mentions and all. I had no idea. I didn't even know that happened. But now that I know, I'll follow.
If you look around the league, somebody like Pop has coaches scattered around, head coaching the jobs. And Phil has had periodically people now just basically as Bryant. Why is that? Why do you think his coaching tree has been so small?
It's Phil's philosophies are different, to say the least, in terms of how he teaches the game, how he coaches the game. There's some X's and O's to it, obviously, but he teaches players. He teaches guys how to play, but he teaches it from a place of zen. He teaches it from a place of emotional balance. and it's hard to duplicate that. It's hard to replicate that. I mean, it has to be something that that's a part of you, to have those philosophies or those beliefs, and the meditation and all that. I mean, it's very, very hard to duplicate that.
Kobe, what do you have to do to get to the point where you can practice? Does it have to show up a clean, the fracture is healed and then you can get in? How does that whole process actually go?
Yeah, I mean, you go in, you get an MRI, and you see if the fracture's healed. If it's healed, then I can get back out there and get to work.
Do you know what time you expect to go in and get the next one?
No, I'm not sure. I know it's it's not something that's in the near future.
Are you planning on traveling to team in these next few trips to do your work, or are you doing it?
I'm traveling.
Back on the triangle, we haven't seen other people really fully commit to it. You were probably going to have some success. And do you think that's something, maybe you can't duplicate Phil's style, but you use that system to be successful with other people?
No, because the system is predicated on the spirituality of the game. You know what I mean? In terms of being in the moment, reading and reacting, patience, balance. I mean, there's a lot of things. How he teaches the system comes directly from his beliefs and his philosophies spiritually. So that's why you see teams that go out there and try to run it in the past, they don't have that same level of success.
Is there enough time for this team to do something this year? And you out, Nash still a ways away, Blake a ways away. Is there enough time for this team to get back into it?
Yeah, it'd be fine. You just got to get in gear, play both ends of the floor, get a couple games here, go on a nice 2-3 game streak. All of a sudden we're back in the hunt, and you start picking it up from there and chipping away. And be fine.
Cole, how are you controlling your inner nature not to come back too soon after this injury?
Well, I don't have much of a choice. I mean, it's, a fracture, either it heals or it doesn't. I mean, I don't really have much of a choice, unfortunately.
Did you catch Nick's impersonation of you at your locker the other day?
A little bit of it. Clearly doesn't watch the Discovery Channel Animal Planet. But other than that, I mean, it was good.
Well, you mean about the not having bones thing with the snake?
Yeah.
That was a pretty fair comment, no?
I guess.
Because of how close you are with Kyle and supportive of him, do you feel the need to kind of support him to the front office, or you just kind of defer to them?
How much? What the hell? How much more am I supposed to support a guy? You know what I mean? Besides making a POW flag and riding in here on a horse with the Spanish-colored paint on my face like I'm a Spaniard William Wallace or something. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
How would you feel about playing an All-Star game, only having played a handful of games?
Well, I mean, that's obviously a sensitive topic for me personally, because you want to feel like you deserve to be in the game, and play. But then there's the other side of the argument where you've put in a lot of work over the years, and fans, if they vote you in, you want to go out there and show your appreciation and respect to them. So, I think it's always a delicate balance. But from where I come from, I really enjoy watching what the young guys are doing and how they're performing. And even though there's so much respect that comes from me to be able to play for the fans, I'd much rather see the young guys going out there and playing in the game, because they've obviously put the work in to be there that weekend. So I'd much rather see them go out there and participate.
So what point do you make that decision?
On whether or not, if I could play or not. I mean, I don't know if, I probably won't be able to, come back soon enough to be able to make my stamp or make my mark on the game. So, my advice would be to, vote for some of these younger players and, the Damian Lillards of the world, and because they're more than deserving to be out there and playing during that weekend.